Let's go! Hey guys, it's Ren here at Gordem, and here is Lily, my girl.
Hi, everybody.
So today we're actually discussing studying in Korea. Lily is a kid in Korea, obviously. She's my daughter. She's only 7 years old, but she also is studying here in Korea. But we're actually going to discuss more of the adult studying in Korea, as in like my experience. It's going to be mostly university studying, since I know a lot of people are interested in that. So Lily, do you know how your mommy first came to Korea?
Yes, your friend and your Korean friends in university told you to go there, even though you wanted to teach English in Japan.
Wow, look at my girl, y'all. She really knows her mom. She really listens and hears my stories. So yeah, that's true. So in university, or before university, I really loved anime, and I read a lot of manga, I watched a lot of anime growing up, and my oldest brother went to Japan, and I was like, oh, that's so dope. Like, I want to go to Japan. And while I was in these chat rooms, I found out about teaching in Japan, and it just sounded really cool to me. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to try to study in Japan. Then I got into this crazy relationship for like 5 years and didn't do much of anything I wanted to do. And so when I finally left that relationship, and at the university I went back to Texas, and at that university, I was just like, I made a lot of Korean friends. Like, the Japanese people, like, there weren't many. There was like just 2 that were there studying. So I didn't get to learn as much about the Japanese culture as I did about the Korean culture. And the church I went to at that time was like a church that had a connection with the university. So a lot of the Korean students got connected with them to, like, they helped them out with grocery shopping and all these other things. They had meetings every Sunday. They would feed them and it was like a program for international students, and it was really cool. And so, but that is how I got to know so many of the Korean students. Or the Korean friends that I made. So Lily, what do you think it was like when I first came to Korea?
I think that you need to look around to actually see what's there, because that's what everyone has to do. Like when you're moving into a new house. Before you move into that house, first you have to preview it to see if you actually want to move in there. So you did the same thing, but it wasn't about a house. You went to Korea, which is where we are now. And then you looked around to see if you actually liked it there. Here or not. And I'm pretty sure that you liked it, and so that ended up with you staying here for 9 years, or is it 8?
It's one of those numbers, love. I don't even know. What this is.
No, I think it's 9.
I just know it's been a long time. That's all your mommy knows. And that's pretty much what happened. So my friend said, oh, our program's ending. Can you please come to Korea? We want to hang out with you in Korea. I want to show you Seoul. We want to show you Changwon. We want to show you Busan. Like, they were just talking about, because most of them were from Changwon, which is down south, not far from Busan. So, they wanted me to experience Seoul and experience their hometown Changwon, which I did. I did get to actually go to Changwon, and I did, of course, hang out in Seoul, because thanks to them, I went to the study abroad table that day, like when they suggested it. And I said, oh, I want to study abroad. And she said, oh, what is your major? I said, my major is theater arts, but I also do music. I was a vocal performance major. And they were like, oh, you should go to Italy for music. And I was like, oh, no, I want to go to South Korea. They're like, she was just like, huh? She's like, you're going to have to come to my office. Because, a lot of programs, when you're studying, they have specific tracks you have to do. So Lily don't really know yet, but when you get in university, yes, you have a lot of freedom to choose classes you want. But they also, like, for your major, you have certain classes you have to take. And then you also have elective classes, which are just like extra things you can take just for fun or just because. So I didn't really pay attention to the classes I was taking. And, it turns out I thankfully, only took the classes that I had to take. And I had all electives open. So mommy had all those free classes open. So I got to study anything I wanted when I came to Korea. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, it was really nice because other people, they had to stick to their major, and that wasn't cool. I did try to do stuff that was close to my major. So when I went to her office, I remember saying, oh, my plan was to teach English in Japan, but now I don't know. And she said, oh, I saw you added early childhood education as a second major. Were you thinking of teaching? And I said, yeah. I was planning to do that and then go teach in Japan. And she said, well, you can actually go teach in Korea too. And I'm like, what? So she told me about the EPIC program, EPIK, which is the English program in Korea, which is actually how I first came to teach in Korea. But that's going to be talked about in another episode because it is kind of a crazy story, actually, things that happened. So, yes, what were we going to say, Lily?
Well, I'm pretty sure that the next, when my mom talks about that, she's actually going to do it alone, and I'm just going to be in the bedroom just chilling, watching my videos on YouTube and playing games and doing just whatever.
You're not going to join me for that one?
Maybe. I don't know.
You're going to do it by yourself. But that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, the other, so when I was applying, so to apply for study abroad, it wasn't really hard at my university. So if you want to study in Korea, you need to check to see what your university offers. So my university, the study abroad program they offered was a why can I say this word? Reciprocity program. It was a program that allowed me to just my credits and everything that I paid for, like financial aid and everything, still covered those classes. So I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket for the classes. I didn't have to give the school extra money. Everything was covered, just like everything was already covered because I got financial aid. So that was covered. I think I don't know if I had a Pell Grant at that time. I may have. And then I got the Benjamin A. Gilman Scholarship. And I got another study abroad scholarship through my university. And that wasn't hard either. I just literally applied and just typed up my stuff in 20 minutes, and that was that. And I literally got both of the scholarships. And the study abroad lady in the office was like, you need to try for these scholarships. Not many people actually try for them. I was like, really? I was like, okay, free money, let me try. So that actually really helped me out for the summer. I had even more money to study with, and that helped out because I did get a single bed dorm when I went to Yonsei University. Yonsei, yeah, Sinchon campus. So yeah, that was a great experience studying here. I really wish I would have done it for longer, actually, but I was graduating that year that I studied here, so I didn't have many options. I wish I would have gone in the first semester and summer instead of just doing the summer session, because it would have been, I think, an even better experience. And probably the only thing I wish I would have done as well is I wish I would have studied Korean while there, because a lot of my friends that I made there, they were studying Korean, but I had already taken Korean 1 in my university, and then I, which actually I used that to get out of Spanish 4 because I was supposed to take Spanish 4. Yes, I studied Spanish for a long time, and so I was supposed to go to Spanish 4, which is the last Spanish in college. But my teacher didn't believe that I actually studied it. She kept calling me a liar and saying that I was cheating on my test, which I'm like, okay, then why are you still passing me? Yeah, exactly, dang. So why are you still passing me? But anyway, she said a lot of people were cheating. It was an online class, but I wasn't cheating. I was actually studying. I made freaking postcards. She said we could have like a study card during our test, and we were on video during our test. So I had my one little 2x2 or 2x4 card, the little note cards. I had one. I wrote really, really small on the front and the back because I used 0.5 lead, and I wrote so tiny. Y'all, if y'all saw that card, you would have been like, what? But I knew where everything was. So I did really well on that test. I didn't actually need to look at that card much because I studied my booty off because I wanted to pass that class.
Yes. I want to go back to doing more questions.
You want me to ask you more questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Lily, can you tell people which languages? I was actually about to ask you this, but Lily, can you tell people which languages that you are currently studying?
Well, I have lots of languages that I want to study, but the language that I'm studying is Spanish, but on Duolingo. But I also started doing Russian, and I just stopped doing it. And the Duolingo word never came for me, so I'm lucky.
Yeah, well, what about the other language that you were studying on the computer?
You
forgot?
Chinese. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lily was studying Chinese at one point through this program, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, back to what I was saying about that. I just wish I would have studied it because they asked me, actually at that time, a lot of the friends asked me for help. I was able to help them until maybe to almost the end of their book because they did have like some other phrases that I did not learn in level 1 with them or in level 2 of Talk to Me in Korean because I had finished Talk to Me in Korean books, level 1 and 2, and I had finished the level 1 class of Korean at my university. And that class was fun, but it was the first one, I believe, that they ever did at the school in Korean, or the second one. Yeah, so it was a little interesting. A little interesting. That's all I can say. Okay, so let me tell you. So when I did study abroad, I stayed at Yonsei University. I chose to get a single bed dorm, and that was at the SK Global Hall or Global.
But why'd you choose? But why'd you choose to get a single dorm? Did you not want a roommate? Maybe because you didn't want them to like interrupt you, if you had to do tests in like the dorms.
That is a great question, Lily. I actually chose to have a single bed dorm because I was one of the oldest people, and I already found out earlier in life that I don't like living with other people. So, as one of the oldest women at the school,
so does that mean that you don't like living with me?
No, that's different because you're my child.
Good.
But I still have issues when. Even people coming into my personal space, people coming into our house. That's why Mommy doesn't really like people coming over because, unless I'm doing an event, I love hosting events, but I don't like people in my personal space. I don't know. I just never have. And after having to share a dorm, no, I didn't share a dorm. What happened? Oh, something happened. I was supposed to share a dorm room with someone, but they kept coming into my room anyway, and it just drove me nuts. They had some of their stuff in my space, and I just didn't appreciate it. So that's why. But the single bed dorm, I also chose it because you never know what type of people you're going to get. And people who study abroad, they come from many different places, have different types of food they may eat, have different hygiene,
And they
ability.
also have different personalities, so they might be rude, they might interrupt you when you're trying to study, or they might just steal your things like your clothes to wear and like other stuff that you use that you told them not to use.
Right. And I did actually have that happen to me before. Like, I came early to study abroad. I came a month early so I could explore around Korea. And that actually really helped me out. And I'm really glad I did that, because that made me feel more comfortable before starting my studies. It also let me find some great food places in the area of my school. And but the other positive about living by myself was that I could be on my phone. I could be on my phone as much as I wanted without anyone telling me like, oh, I'm trying to sleep, or, oh, can you turn off the light? I didn't want to deal with that, because I also realized, hey, I have to study. What if I have more homework than the other person? So you have to consider those things when you're studying abroad as well. And part of me wishes I would have lived off campus, but I'm also really glad I lived on campus, even though the global dorm was quite far away from the classes, because those dorms are like all the way in the back of Yonsei, and it was a trek. And the weather in the summer monsoon season, oh my goodness, we got soaked. We were in ponchos with an umbrella, and literally my pants were still soaking wet. It was miserable.
But that must have felt like someone shot like a water gun on inside your pants, or like ice and it melted, or like you peed your pants. Also, I try to ask you some questions.
You're going to try to ask me some questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I've been thinking of doing this question before, where I actually said that. What was the first house you ever got in Korea?
The first house I ever got? The first house that I ever got in Korea was after I did study abroad. When I did come back to teach, which was literally like 2 months after I graduated in December. I graduated in December. I came back in February. So I came back with EPIC program, and my apartment was given to me by the school. So it was just like a 5-minute walk, if that, to the school. So it was an apartment by myself across from my other coworker named Emer, who was from Ireland, and she's really, really dope. I actually really miss her because she was so sweet, so cool, also really pretty. So that's, it's always nice to have pretty people around you. I love my friends. That's why I keep you around. So let's go into studying in Korea and how you can study in Korea, because I did want to bring that to other people's attention and how you can study in Korea. So as I did an exchange program through my university. So that is an option. I think that is the best option. I believe you have to do at least maybe 2 semesters of school already before you can do that, just because they want you, which means a year, just because they want you to already kind of be established in your university, because remember, you have to come back. So they want you established in your university, starting your main major, and then you can go study abroad. Who knows, you may come back and change your majors, or you may try to stay over in whatever country you choose. And this is not just for Korea, that's any country, but, 1 to 2 study abroad semesters. So let me see. For international students, you can do 1 to 2 study abroad semesters taught in English as a visiting student. If you are enrolled in the university in your home country. So it needs to be in your home country, because a lot of the scholarships only give it to people when you're in your home country. So the Benjamin A. Gilman Scholarship, I know you do have to be enrolled for 2 semesters. They changed some of their rules. You have to have a Pell Grant. I think you just wrote, like they had you write like why you want to study abroad, what do you think it's going to do for your future, and things like that. So another option is doing a Korean language program, which most people do. I feel like that is probably the biggest thing, maybe next to the GKS scholarship, but or GKS. And the Korean language programs, that is short summer courses, or 10 to 60 weeks semester programs at Korean University. Yeah, it's not long to study.
I just got a video recording here.
Oh no. Oh. So anyways, that's okay. She was trifling anyway. She's about to come back. Okay, so degree programs taught in Korean and or English covering a wide range of subjects. So I would say that if you are not sure about wanting to staying in Korea long term, if you just want to come for a short time, I would recommend a Korean language program because, one, Korean language will help you as you're living here and as you're experiencing life. So if you're studying the language, yes, it will be intense because Korean can be intense studying, reading, writing, grammar, especially if you come from an English-speaking country. Grammar is rough.
I'm very bad at doing grammar at speaking Korean because most of the time I stutter like in English when I'm speaking. But if I already know what I'm gonna talk about, like if I'm but like sometimes if I'm talking about games or like my favorite thing or like stuff like that, then I don't stutter at all.
Right. So that's just something you have to work on. But that doesn't make your grammar bad. It just makes your speech a little delayed. So, so studying Korean is very important. And a lot of times, if you decide like, oh my gosh, I think I want to study my major here in Korea, then you have to have a TOPIK, test of proficiency in Korean, level 3 or higher. So coming and studying language first would be probably the best plan, and then jumping into another program. So, yeah, there's a lot of Korean learning institutes as well that even tourists can go to, so you can probably just check there. And so for like Korean language program applications, usually you apply 1 to 3 months prior to the start date. There's an application screening, of course. You have to pay the tuition fee. The admission has to be approved. Then you have your visa application. So I always tell people don't get your plane ticket until that visa is approved and you have it. Because as soon as I got mine for teaching, I was on my way. Oh, but I will say that actually when I came to study, I did not get a visa. I did not, because I didn't see a point in paying extra money when I wasn't going to be in Korea for more than 90 days. So remember, depending on where you're from, you could have visa-free entry for however long and not need to apply for a visa. Now, I would say if you're studying for a semester and you are able to get that student visa, get that student visa. Because I don't know how you get the student visa. Like, I don't know if you have to do a full year or if just 6 months you can get it. But it gives you an ARC card, which is the alien registration card. So if you're able to get that D2 studying visa, then go ahead and do that. And then, like, some examples of documents, you would need, of course, an application form, which you have to pay an application fee, passport, copy, and profile photo. Oh, actually, I don't think you have to pay an application fee anymore, because I saw that an article said that Korean universities, you no longer have to pay application fees. You do have to show a bank statement of US like 10,000 or more, but I do know some universities it is 5,000 or more. I don't remember showing a bank statement. So I don't think I had to, just because it was through my university and that money was being sent from my university to them. So I didn't have to show any bank statement.
I think I think that this thing might end soon because my phone's only at 5% right now.
Okay, you can exit out.
Alright, okay then. Bye, guys. Say bye to Cinnamon Roll as well.
Bye, Lily. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for joining.
Yep, yep. I'm glad that I got to join. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye to my cutie. So, guys, and so you'll need your diploma, of course, your copy of your degree of highest education, and then what else? You need a personal statement. Usually that's just about yourself, and then proof of foreign student insurance. However, I did see that some of the scholarships, they actually give you insurance, which Korean insurance is amazing. And then, of course, I already mentioned application fee. So for university programs, it is different. So university programs, so I just talked about Korean language program applications. Now, Korean university program application, usually the submission is 4 to 5 months prior to the start of the school year. So October for spring semester and April for fall semester. That also kind of goes with the teaching, hiring section. If you're interested in teaching in Korea, it is actually August for the spring semester, and oh my gosh, August and March for, wait, what? I'm sorry. It is March for the spring and and August for the fall, like hiring seasons. So if you want to teach in Korea, those, just keep those in your head. And then of course you have an audition, you have an interview. They will let you know the admission results, and then tuition fee payment, letter of admission issuance, and then applying for your visa. So you may need university application form, financial support documents like your bank certificate, a guarantee, so somebody who could sign off saying if they don't have these funds or if they don't have enough funds, I will help them. A statement of purpose, which is, why you're doing this program, which is the same thing. Oh, that's what I did for the Benjamin A. Gilman Scholarship, a statement of purpose. Your high school diplomas, like everything, and notarize. Like there's so much you have to do, and just so much. And I can't really tell you how much it costs to study and to live in Korea because it differs so much, just based on like who you are and what you're doing. It differs so much. So that's really hard to talk about. But if you want to look up the scholarships and the other programs that are offered, so the Global Korea Scholarship is GKS, and that provides international students with opportunities to conduct advanced studies in undergraduate and graduate programs at higher educational institutions in Korea. So your undergraduate, these are the available options. Undergraduate course, 4-year courses at designated universities. Graduate course, master's or PhD courses at general graduate schools of Korean universities. So, and there's also Korean language training, which grantees are required to take Korean language training courses for 1 year at a language institution located on campus of the domestic universities. Those who have attained a Korean language fluency score higher than level 5 in TOPIK are exempt from this requirement. So see what I meant? So for this scholarship, if you already came and did a language program, went back home and was like, you know what, I really want to do school in Korea, let me try to fill out and do this, get this scholarship. So you should be under 25 years of age for undergraduate, and you should be under 40 years of age at the date of entry for graduate. And I actually did not really look into this program myself, which I wish I would have sooner because they give you so much. You have airfare, you get the actual cost of airfare, you get a resettlement allowance for $200,000 a month, $200,000, your living allowance from 900,000 to 1 million won, and then medical insurance, 20,000 a month. That's what I mentioned earlier. Like I saw, it gives you the medical insurance. Language courses, you get 800,000 per quarter, And then tuition fees, actual cost of tuition, but it should be no more than 5 million won per semester. An award for excellent Korean language proficiency. So if you are, doing your Korean language proficiency well, you get 100,000 reward. That's awesome. Award, not reward, award. You get research support, 210,000 to 240,000 won per semester. Printing cost for your dissertation from 500,000 to 800,000 won, and then completion grant. So once you finish your whole program, you get an extra 100,000 just to say thank you for completing your program. I think that is dope. So please go to studyinkorea.go.kr. Studyinkorea.go.kr. And I will say you can also go on social media, hashtag GKS, hashtag Korean Scholarship, hashtag Study in Korea, and you will find lots and lots of TikToks and Reels about people who have studied in Korea. One of my friends actually was granted citizenship. Honorary citizenship in Korea, and she did one of the scholarship programs, and I am so proud of her. She is so dope. She has a great personality, everything. Those are the people I love out here that I meet who just work their butts off, and they succeed at what they're doing, and they just rise to the top. Also, she's a brown-skinned girl, so beautiful girl. She's on top of the world. She's my friend and I love her so much, that brown-skinned girl. Okay. Yeah, she's dope. So, yeah. And I wanted to tell you more about the experience of studying in Korea itself, because I think that just, hearing about it and saying oh my gosh, I can't wait to do this, or oh my gosh, I'll study in Korea, I want to meet K-pop guys, and I want to go to the Korean clubs and meet guys or girls. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Studying in Korea is hard. It is hard work. You're going to work your booty off. You're going to be deep in them books. Let me tell you. I went out. I did go out when I was doing study abroad. We went out. Some of us went out 2 to 3 times every week. And some of them only went out once a week on the weekend, because it depended on the program that we studied. Now, I just remembered, Lily threw me off, but I didn't tell you what I studied when I went to Yonsei. So I studied pre-modern Korean history, East Asian cinema, and Korean culture in the cultural wave. Now, all of my professors were pretty awesome. However, the one for pre-modern Korean history said, oh, there's no way I can teach Korean history without teaching in some Korean. And so she said that we had to kind of suck it up and learn Korean so that we could fully understand the class. And I was so shocked, because the program said that all of our classes were in English. And so she threw out lots of Korean. We had a Japanese guy in our class and a Korean guy in our class, and they helped, translate the things that she didn't translate for us. Mind you, she teaches in California. So these are professors who come over to, Korea for whatever period of time, I guess, to help teach classes. So all of them were from California universities, universities in California. But the other ones were cool. I really, really, really loved the East Asian Cinema course. I would take that again in a heartbeat. I thoroughly enjoyed that course. I wish I would have talked more with the professor, and even with more people in my class, because I just felt like I didn't really, make so many strong bonds while I was there. And I will say that that is something that it could happen to you as well. Just because you're studying, you want to explore, you want to have fun, you want to go out and eat, but everyone else wants to eat kimbap and stay in their room and study. Like, there's so many factors that go into it, and people are not on the same track as you. So me doing those courses was because I had those electives and I was able to study whatever I wanted. So that was really cool, but at the same time, it didn't help me because it made it to where, I didn't grow as close to the people I studied with. And I really wish I would have. Now, there was something great about study abroad at Yonsei. So prior to studying, we had an option where we could take these like cultural trips. And I am so, so, so glad that I took that. And if you have an opportunity to do whatever cultural trips they're talking about for whatever university you're going to, do it. Do it. Because we went to the folk village. We went to Ocean World, which is a big water park. We went to Nami Island, which I have not been back to Nami Island since then. I've been to the folk village and I've been to Ocean World several times since then. And that was to the summer of 2013. So now you can guess how long I've been in Korea. So, since 2013. So, it was really fun, and they did a lot of great things for us. And even though we had to walk really far to the front of the university to our study rooms where we're studying, it was the greatest adventure I've ever had. And I definitely recommend studying Korea. I definitely recommend studying Korean language because I was studying on my own, and then I studied on my own after that, and I'm still studying, but now I go to these inexpensive classes at a university here, which I will discuss more in the next one. Thank you guys for joining us here at Gurdam, and hey, we hope to see you again. So keep on listening to the buzz. Hey, honeypots, we hope you had a great time with us. Our next episode is on teaching in Korea, specifically the EPIC program. If you're listening through a podcast, please note we do have a YouTube channel as well. See you there.